Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Sunday, July the 23rd. The year's 2023. Let's talk trading. Weekly, open, and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And just a gentle reminder, risk management. Always have your risk management in place and never lose any more than you're willing to lose on any one single trade. So looking at the weekly, we can see on the dashboard we have one gap that has not filled, the CAD yen. Zooming out to the monthly, we can see we're 174 pips above the monthly open on the pound dollar, 280 off the high, and 204 off the low. So far this week, we are 15 pips above the weekly open. And you can see here we're below the weekly pivot. We're working on the opening range for the week. We're still above the opening range for the month. As far as the year goes, 280 off the high, 772 above the open. You can see right here on this monthly, we're just right. Looks like we want to try and exit the previous month's wick zone to the upside, break out of that previous month's high again. And last week we had an inside bar, so 28.15 is a short signal and 31.25 is a long signal if you're looking to play the inside bar breakout. Only one pair over 100, and we're just about 8 hours into the trading day. You can see here we opened, gap down, filled the gap, and we haven't gone below the weekly open since the weekly open. Well, actually we dipped down about, what, 5 pips maybe, and then price turned around. With 24 pips of range, not enough range for the rats at the moment. H4 looked like it broke out of the previous H4 high. Bambino flex indicators saying look for shorts. Near the pivot is a short, near R1 is a short. On the daily, we've taken out the daily pivot. And just so you know, my allergies are killing me, so if I sound a little stuffed up, that's why. There's something in the air is just killing me. Weekly, we have not hit the weekly pivot yet at 29.32. And the monthly, we've missed the monthly by about 20 pips, down at 26.38. And just for the fun of it, let's see what H4 missed pivots there are. Let me shift. That's weird. So we have a missed pivot up at 29.24 and a missed pivot down at 27.19. So those, if you're trading, those are two targets to see if price seeks it out. In and out of the wick zones, the upper and the lower here. So not much of a candle or a candle body on the previous day. And so far, like I said, only 25 pips. We went over these numbers on Friday. And as you can see on M30, the ranges we only had, let's see, 5 hours ago, 7 hours ago. We actually had a couple of M30 ranges over 10. So really not much volatility at the moment. And once again, I think it was Seeker who asked best times to trade. Well, for the pound dollar, this is not the best time to trade it. It really isn't. Doesn't move that much. But when the London boys sign in, and then the New York boys sign in, or I should say boys, girls, and non-binaries, just to be politically correct, that's when the action happens. Okay, we've got a 3-ball being put in. You can see we came off of that. Looks like we had the lowest high right here. Put it in, price came below it, shot back up. But it's only good for about 6 pips at the moment. And range by month, 484 in July. We passed June by 4 pips so far. And we're only 2 pips behind February at the 486. And we also went over the ATR numbers on Friday. Trade reminder here, looking at the daily. Let's see. We're inside the upper wick zone. Buyers have strong control at the moment. We crossed above the previous mid and the previous pivot. And right now we're sitting at the daily's an inside bar. Let's see if that's going to last or not. Probably not, but you never know. And let's just take a quick peek at the weekly. We're in the candle body because we're between the wick zones. And once again, the previous weekly candle was an inside bar, so definitely want to look to take a breakout of that inside bar, weekly inside bar. And this coming week, we do have some red news, so we'll probably have Walmart come on and do some red news trading, regular trading. Maybe we might pick another trading psychology topic. It was interesting. I read an email today where the trader said the best thing a new trader could do is talk to an old trader. It'll speed up the process. You know, to me, that's a toughie because there's some truth to that, but it's not an absolute. I mean, in some cases, it can help you. Like there's a few new traders that come to me. I try to help them out. I give them my simple spiel and just say what to look out for, because chances are they're going to be so tempted to start putting indicators on the chart, usually squiggly lines, or they're going to be all caught up in EAs. They think these EAs that they found somewhere is going to make them a ton of money. Where, the bottom line is, if they're going to make a ton of money, the person who wrote it would just have a bunch of accounts, a bunch of different brokers, and he would just basically take them for a few thousand each every week, maybe 10,000, but not enough to set off alarm bells. But you know, when you can have who knows how many accounts open and just basically let the EA rake it in if it really works. I mean, that's all you'd have to do. You probably have to have a nice room with a T1 line just to be safe, backup, you know, UPS, uninterruptible power supply, and all that when you've got that much money riding on the line. In fact, you would just definitely want to have backups to the backups, because you know, if you've got that many accounts on the line and your internet goes down, you could be in a lot of hurt. But the point being is you know, that whole EA route is it's just not the way. Let the EA do the trading, because then you're not trading, you're not learning how to trade, you're really not learning anything at all. And that's the hard part about trading, is the learning. And as I said, it's learning how to trade is like learning how to swim. You got to get wet. You got to be in the water. You know, you got to be in the trade, even if it's only a dime a pip. You know, start an account with, you know, $100 or $10. You know, trade a dime a pip, but risk something, because paper trading or demo trading, it's just not the same. You don't know. You know, in a paper trade, you never not get filled. You always get filled in a paper trade. It's just that simple. You know, out the Walmart can share how many times you might have a TP set and price hits his TP, but for whatever reason, on that particular broker, they don't take his trade. And that's just something to be aware of. That's why I used to say, may all your fills be complete. And then FOREX, may all your deals be accepted. Because you put a deal out there and that broker goes not accepted, what are you going to do? You don't even know that can happen till it happens. And then what are you going to do? I mean, that's part of a trading plan. If something happens that's not part of your plan and you don't have the next step, what is it? What is that question mark or X? What will that cause you to do? Will it cause you to exit the trade immediately? Will it cause you to wait a certain amount of time before you decide what to do? But see, you should have that in your trading plan. And I bet none of you, or maybe one of you, but I would wager none of you have that in your trading plan. If something unanticipated, unexpected happens, what do? You know, power outages can be expected, but there's some things that could happen just not expected. One of the worst things that can happen is when the broker server goes down. You can't sign on, or it won't accept your orders. Something's malfunctioning on their side of the fence. And then you get on the phone or you try and chat with them. Meanwhile, you know, you're watching your account being drained. You know, there's always bank interventions. I mean, you know, you could have, especially if you have a big trade and all of a sudden there's a bank intervention and it doesn't go your way, that could be nasty. I remember I was in that dollar Swiss franc trade when it dropped 500 pips. I was actually on the right side of that trade. And it run against me, and that 500 pip drop was really nice. But like I said, you know, some of those things, go over your trading plan and see what you're going to do when the unexpected happens. Because I hope you had a safe weekend and had some fun. But always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.